Civic Center Park, where the crews are out getting ready for a busy Labor Day weekend and the return of Taste of Colorado to downtown. Thank you for joining us very much. I'm Danny New.
And I'm Nicole Brady, and we have team coverage of the busy holiday weekend kicking off here in Colorado. We'll have Jessica Crawford with an update from DIA. Also, as you see there, a live look at the roads heading into the high country. I-70 is expected to be pretty busy later today, so Katie will update you on that. Of course, Stacy, you're watching the forecast, and it's going to be hot.
It is going to be hot. Do you remember just a couple years ago we had a snowfall at the beginning of September?
That's the weird thing about September.
It really is. We can get anything this time of year.
Really?
This year, we're going to be hot. Temperatures in the mid-90s this afternoon. We're starting out with 70 degrees now. We'll be up to 84 degrees by 11 a.m. and 89 by 2 p.m. with a high of 93 degrees this afternoon. So another warm one on the way. Temperatures in the low to mid-90s here from Littleton to Denver into Aurora with partly cloudy skies. Highs in the low to mid-90s all the way from Metro Denver into northeastern Colorado. We'll have 96 in Sterling, 77 for Estes Park, 75 for Grand Lake, and only 66 for Copper Mountain. So you might want to seek out a swimming pool today. Try and keep cool. Temperatures will be in the 90s throughout the afternoon.
Stacey, thanks. And in true Labor Day weekend fashion, we are seeing a lot of traffic on the roadways already, with a couple of accidents causing some delays. Here's right now I-25 approaching 84th Avenue. A lot of backups there because we have a crash that is blocking the shoulder, but it's really causing some people to slow down. And taking a look at the map overall, there's that crash on I-25 southbound causing some big delays all the way back to 104th, adding about a 30-minute drive into downtown Denver. I-225 continues to improve, but we did have a new crash just pop up on I-70 there at the junction. If you're heading to the mountains, it's looking good right now. So if you're leaving now, that drive westbound I-70 Golden to Silverthorne only take you about 53 minutes. Pena Boulevard starting to see some slowdowns heading into the airport, but security wait times looking okay right now. But for a full report of what's happening live at DIA, let's send it over to our Jessica Crawford. Hey, Jessica.
Hi, Katie. 77,000 people expected to pass through DIA here today. A little bit less tomorrow. They're expecting 50,000. I just want to give you a look at how swimmingly things are moving for so many people being expected today. So when we first arrived here very, very early, probably just before 5 a.m., this part was completely full of people. The line went all the way down to the hallway, but this whole time they've been processing people pretty quickly. And right now, currently at bridge security for standard screening only, it's 17-minute wait time at the North Security pre-check. 4 minutes. Standard screening is 9 minutes. So people are not waiting very long here at all. But you know, plane is not the only way that people are traveling for Labor Day. So lots of people are expected on our roadways. Maybe you're heading up to the mountains. Maybe you're going over to Morrison. So in those cases, you'll want to get out and about as soon as possible, because as the day goes on, we are probably going to be seeing more and more traffic. And as a matter of fact, CDOT is already pre-preparing for that. And starting at 12 this afternoon, they are going to be stopping all construction so that people can be able to make it through a little bit easier. But yes, it looks like a busy travel holiday. Live from DIA, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Thank you, Jess. I only plan on traveling from my couch to the fridge and back to the couch so I can get more snacks as I watch college football the entire weekend, including CSU, who's going to be playing on Denver 7 over in Michigan. And hey, don't forget, you can get interactive radar and the latest road conditions right on your phone. You can just download the Denver 7 mobile app for free on your device.
Well, Denver Public Schools is closer to finalizing a contract with its teachers union. This is a story we brought you as breaking news yesterday morning. Next up, members of the Denver Classroom Teachers Association will have to ratify the contract. The 3-year deal includes increasing salaries for returning teachers by an average of 8.7%. Starting salaries will be raised to just over $50,000. The district will also invest $2.5 million toward employee benefits. You can get all the specifics of the contract agreement right now on thedenverchannel.com.
We are learning that Jeffco teachers in schools that are closing will have to reapply for jobs in the district. That provision is from a Colorado state law from 2010, and it's spelled out in all contracts. We told you last week the district is recommending 16 elementary schools for closure because of declining enrollment. and this is going to impact 400 teachers. Jeffco School Board will vote on the recommendations in November. Colorado is expected to get new fall COVID boosters targeting the Omicron variant after Labor Day. The CDC gave the green light to the new boosters last night, in fact. The shots are made by both Pfizer and Moderna, and it's not actually clear yet how much protection they're going to offer because testing is still being conducted. Well, former President Trump's top White House lawyer will appear today before a federal grand jury investigating the insurrection and efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Pat Cipollini and his top deputy, Patrick Philbin, are both expected to appear. Cipollini previously testified before the House committee investigating the January 6th violence, and both he and Philbin have also sat for interviews with the FBI about the classified material recovered from Trump's estate.
Last night, President Biden addressed the nation from Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence for our country was signed. His speech focused on what he called the battle for the soul of the nation. He blasted former President Trump and MAGA Republicans for what he called nothing less than an assault on democracy. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
As I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault.
Overnight, President Biden outlining a stark choice.
Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Biden warning their election denials are a threat to the nation.
Democracy cannot survive when one side believes there are only two outcomes to an election. Either they win or they were cheated. You can't love your country only when you win.
The president eager to make the upcoming midterm elections a referendum on his predecessor, calling out Donald Trump by name and referencing MAGA Republicans more than a dozen times.
MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love. They promote authoritarian leaders and they fan the flames of political violence.
Violence, Biden said, like the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol.
They look at the mob that stormed the United States Capitol on January 6th, brutally attacking law enforcement, not as insurrectionists who placed a dagger at the throat of our democracy, but they look at them as patriots.
Hours before his speech, a judge issuing the longest sentence yet to a member of the mob, former New York City police officer and U.S. Marine Thomas Webster. He now faces 10 years in prison for his actions that day. In total, nearly 250 people have been sentenced for their roles in the attack. The former president is fiercely defending them, saying in a new interview that he is financially supporting some of those facing charges and that he would consider pardoning them if reelected.
I will look very, very favorably about full pardons. And I mean full pardons with an apology to many, an apology.
All right, still ahead, the owner of a Brighton child care facility is out thousands of dollars.
There were times I cried every day.
Woman's dream of starting a new business shattered by an unlicensed contractor. Her warning about the signs to look out for when it comes to suspicious workmanship.
And it's going to be a great weekend to get outside for food, music, and there's a lot going on at the Taste of Colorado that's new this year.